Good morning, everybody. It's Angie Oparo. I'm making a video today. This video is going to be about my experience going to Nigeria. I've been a total of 8 times. I'm going to start at my first and go through to the last time that I went. I want to cover what you have to do to get a visa to Nigeria. I want to cover some of the things that I experienced. There's a lot of cultural differences, and I also want to cover things that you may want to do if you've got someone from the States coming to see you, that may help them out a little bit, make them a little bit more comfortable. It's a whole nother experience. So let's just start at the beginning. So the first thing, when you're going to visit someone in another country, in an African country, my experience is with the country of Benin and Nigeria. The first time I went to see my husband, he was in college at the University of, he was in Cotonou, Benin. I believe that's the right way to say it. I say Benin. And then all the other times I went to see him in Lagos, Nigeria, on the mainland. That's where my husband lived. So when you're getting ready to go, you've got to go to the Nigerian consulate. I went to the one in Atlanta. Let me just say, okay, if you're going to go and you're telling them you're going to see someone, okay, a boyfriend, a spouse, a friend, whatever you want to say. If you're going to see someone, they have to write a letter to you inviting you to visit them. It's kind of weird. If you're going for travel and just to experience the culture, I found it's easier to do it that way and not even mention my husband. They make it very difficult. Now, I will say the consulate of Benin, they were the friendliest, the most helpful people, I swear. The consulate people there, they called me. They made sure I had everything I needed. They made sure my visa was good. Like, they were the most friendly, most helpful people in the whole world, I swear. And when I got there, the American embassy had me come check in at the embassy. I went in, I was welcome. The director there talked to me and they were like, "Where are you going to be? We're going to call you every day. Give us a number to reach you," because they knew I was going to be staying with Hamza. They were like, "Give me a number to reach you." They called me every day at like 7 p.m. If I did not answer the phone, they were going to come looking for me to make sure I was good. Okay? Just to make sure you're safe. Make sure nothing's happened to you. It was amazing. Like, that was just, it blew my mind. If I needed anything, I needed help, I could just go to the U.S. Embassy. I could just walk in. And the people there, the workers, most of them from the U.S., it was nice to speak to someone in your own language. And just a great experience. I cannot give them a better rating. They were amazing. Complete opposite of Nigeria, just to say, I'm being honest. To go get the visa, I had to have a letter from my husband, of course, inviting me to come see him. Now, I'd already been to Benin, right? To Benin. So I had already met my husband. If you go by the guidelines on their website, they'll tell you that, you have to have the letter, all your ID, your information. The last time I went, it was about $300 for the visa, so be expecting that. But the workers at the consulate in Atlanta, I don't know about New York. I know there's one in New York. But the ones in Atlanta, they are the rudest, the most unhelpful people. They make it so hard to get a visa. They do. So if you're going to stay with someone in Nigeria, you don't have to have it on the website. It tells you don't have to have a bank statement because you got somewhere to stay. Like I was going to be staying in my husband's home. He was going to be taking care of me and providing for me while I was there. But when she saw me, she let me know that my husband is a very attractive man, which I know, and that I was not that attractive, and I was needing to supply my bank statement anyways, because if he saw me at the airport, he might leave me there. That's what she said. No joke. And I was just like, what? If you get rude with them, if they're going to be rude to you, they're going to be hateful, they're going to speak to you like you're trash. That's how they treated me. If you get rude or hateful or anything, they can deny your visa. So I had to just suck it up, not say anything, yes ma'am, and go about it that way. Because it was just, they were just so mean. Anyway, so I get through the process. I end up screenshotting my bank statement on my phone. I emailed it to them. They gave me the email to send it to, all of that. If the second time I went to Nigeria, I just said I was going to visit and travel and gave my bank statement. It was so much easier to do it that way than to say I was actually going to see him. Because they give you so much like resistance when you're trying to go and meet someone over there. But anyways, my experience, no one else's. I don't know about anybody else's. This is me. So anyways, you get your visa and everything. You get your flight. And what's crazy is they make you you have to show them your flight itinerary. So you have to hope that they get your visa back to you before your flight. So if you get a non-refundable flight because it's cheaper, less expensive, you have to just cross your fingers and hope that they get your passport back, your visa back to you before you leave. Because if not, like, you're going to miss your flight and you're not going to get a refund. Even though it's more expensive, it's better to get a refundable flight, just to be honest. Because, again, you've got to trust they're going to get it back to you in that time period. The next thing is, so when you get there, their airports are very different than ours here in the States. They don't really let people from the outside come in unless you're traveling. When you get there, so you have to go through customs. They search you. There's going to be a group of men when you're standing in the line for them to check your visa, check your paperwork. There's going to be a group of men waiting there, and they're going to be like trying to get your attention. They are going to charge you. They will try to charge you about $100 to get your suitcase for you and carry you past security. Okay? If you have things in your bag, let me just say, the airport in Nigeria, in Lagos, security will go through your bag. If you're a smoker and you take cigarettes, they're going to take them. If you take candy, chocolates, like gifts, they're going to take them, just so you know. They're going to, what is this? You can't have this. And they're going to tell you can't have it. You can. But they're going to tell you, basically they want it, is what it is. And they're going to take it from you, and then they'll sell it and make them some money. So, if you want to go through security and chance it, them taking your stuff, it might be better to pay the $100, depending on what you have, to the boys that stand there. You'll see them at the gate before you get to the baggage claim. In the U.S., they put our baggages on the carrier that goes around in the circle, right? They do not do that in Nigeria. Your suitcases will be dumped in a big pile. Just all the bags in one big pile, like a big garbage heap. Like, it's crazy. So you got to go over there and sort through and find your bags. My suggestion is to make this easier in your bag, more easily to be seen, especially if you have a black suitcase or a common color gray. There's a lot of black and gray suitcases. I bought like my second time there, I remembered I bought neon duct tape, and I just wrapped it once around my bag. So when I went to go look for my bags, I just had to spot that neon green. I bought neon green, and that neon green, and then it was easy for me to pull my bags out. And if anyone else had my bag, I was able to see it, because they do that too. They'll try to take your luggage, just so you know. So you can pay the boy, the guys that do that for you. They'll go get your bag, and they will walk you right past security. You don't have to stop at security. They'll be like, "No, I got it." Because what's going to happen is they're going to give them a cut of the $100 you gave them. Okay. But if you refuse, which I did it my first time. My husband got mad at me because I paid the $100. But I didn't know, because it was my first time. So the second time I was like, no, I got it. I can get my own bag. I don't have anything illegal in my bag. So I don't care to go through security. Big surprise. So I go through security. And that's when they start taking my stuff. Like, oh, you can't have this. And I was like, why? It's not on the list of things that you can't have. I'm arguing with them. They do not like women to argue with them. They do not like women to backtalk them. I really feel like in Nigeria, especially, women are a substandard. Women are to obey. They're to be do what they're told. That type thing. And us American women, we're not like that, right? So it's a big culture shock. But the more you argue and the more you backtalk, the worse it's going to get. Like, they're just going to be, now they're offended. They feel disrespected because you've argued with them. So just know. So they took cigarettes, they took candy, they took chocolates that I had brought for his family, those type things. So they took that stuff. So it was like, dang, it would have been better just to give him the $100, give the guy the $100, right? Because I just lost all my stuff. So anyways, just so you know, that will happen at the airport. So it's up to you. Pay the $100, bypass security, or go through security and risk getting someone that will take your stuff. Okay? It's from America. Anything from America, they can sell it and make money. Okay? So that's completely up to you and what you do. The third time, so what I ended up doing was I ended up negotiating. I would give the guy, to get my bags, I ended up just giving him $50. The next few times, I just gave him $50. And then, like, my fourth or fifth time there, I brought an extra box of chocolates. And what I did was, when he was going through my bag and they were going to take my stuff, I said, here, you can have one. Do you want one? And they took it, and that was okay. So they didn't take all my stuff. So you have to learn how to barter. You have to learn how to negotiate. You have to be respectful. Don't backtalk, even though what they're doing is completely wrong. That's just what you have to do. Okay. So they don't allow people to come in and meet you at the airport. You go outside. And there is just this huge one, the heat. If you come from a state where it's cold, or if you travel during the winter and you go there, completely opposite temperature-wise. That heat is going to hit you and smack you in the face like a brick. I'm telling you, you're not ready for the heat. I've never in my life experienced heat stroke, but it was winter here one year when I went. And when I got there and I got off that plane, like, I went into heat stroke. My husband, we couldn't stay at the house. We ended up having to go to a hotel, taking cold showers, like, in the AC, because I was vomiting and throwing up, and it was just very horrible. I had a very bad bout of heat stroke. Okay, so anyways, be ready for the heat. When you walk outside, there's going to be hundreds of people waiting for you. Okay, I got allergies. I'm sorry, I'm sniffing. Hundreds of people outside. They're all going to come up and try and take your bags. They're all going to come up and try and help you find an Uber, help you find a cab. Use your voice. That's what my husband says. Use your voice. Find your voice. Tell them, no, I got it. My husband's here. I just need to find them, And if you're meeting someone, they'll be looking for you, okay? And you don't see very many white people when you get there. You don't see very many. So you're not going to be hard to spot because everyone is going to flock to you and they're going to try and help you just so they can make some money. Carrying your bag, taking your, just say no. Be firm, okay? You have to be firm. Because if you go, oh, no, it's okay. Oh, it's okay. They're going to be like, no. And they're going to try and take the bag from you, right? Because they're going to make you pay them to give it back. Again, my experience. So, the first time, I was just like, okay. Because I was trying to be nice, right? And then my husband got upset with me because he was like, why did you do that? I was right here. I was coming. Don't ever let anybody take your bag. Because now they're going to try and hold it until you pay them for helping you with your bag. Okay? So don't do that. Just say, no, I have it. Thank you. And hold your bag. Do not let them take your bag. Okay? But your person will be there. They'll just give them a minute. There's a big crowd. So just give them a minute to get to you because they may be in the back of the crowd and they've got to make it up to you. All right? So now we're here. Now we're at the airport. We found our person, right? Hugs and kisses and just, oh my gosh, I'm so glad to be here with you type deal. So my husband would always have an Uber for us. And so we would just get in our Uber and then we would go and travel to his home. What I want to, the other thing I want to warn you about, the big thing for me, was the police. Okay? The police in Nigeria are corrupt. Okay? You have not ever in your life seen corruption until you have met the Nigerian police. Okay? So, Nigerian police, if you are white, they will pull you over. No reason needed. They will pull you over. They will threaten to take you to jail. They'll make up some rule. You didn't have your seatbelt on. Oh, let me just tell you. When we got, man, I can't even count how many times I've been pulled over in Nigeria just for being in the car and being white, right? So, one time I got pulled over. They pulled us over, threatened to take me to jail because I didn't have my seatbelt on. And I'm like, here's a bus with 80 people in it. They're hanging off of the back of the bus. I'm inside a car with no seatbelt on, and you're going to take me to jail, but it's okay for them to ride on the side of the bus? Like, it just blew my mind. But anyways, they just want money. Always travel with 5 to 10,000 naira on you, because they want money. They're going to threaten you. They're going to yell at you. They're going to make your husband or your man get out of the car. They're going to threaten to take them to jail. And of course you're scared because you're just like, oh my gosh, they're not really going to take you to jail. They just want some money. So just know, every time you go out, every time they see you in a car and you pass police, they're going to stop you. They're going to threaten you. They're going to extort money from you. That's exactly what it is. It is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. I've never in my life experienced something like that. Let's see. One time we were going to Lakey Island, and we were still on the mainland though, and the cops pulled us over. Me and my husband had an argument that morning. We had a disagreement. I was in a bad mood. I was mad, and they pulled us over. they threatened to take my husband to jail. They threatened to take me to jail. And all of this. The cop even got in the car, made my husband get in the back seat. He got in the car and started driving, telling me he was going to take me to jail. And I was like, for what? What are you taking me to jail for? What did I do? He's like, you didn't have your seatbelt on. I did have my seatbelt on because I had learned from a previous time. And I was like, what are you taking me to jail for? And they were just like, oh, you didn't have your seatbelt on. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. What are you talking about? No, you did not. They're yelling at me. My husband's in the back. Please, sir. Please, sir, in God's name. Please, sir. And I was already in a bad mood, right? So then the American, Angie, came out. And I was like, what the is this? Like, this is some racist stuff. I was like, if in America, I was like, if you came to America and a cop pulled you over just because you were black, would you not be mad? Like, just because I'm American, I was like, this is why Americans don't want to come to Nigeria. Because you guys are so hateful and all you do is try and take money from them. And then he was like, you're insulting me. I was like, you're damn right I'm insulting you. I was like, you pulled me over for no reason. I was like, and all you want is money. I was like, and then you're going to threaten to take me to jail? Take me to jail. I'm ready today. Take me. Take me to jail. I'm ready. Let's go. My husband's like, no, baby. And I'm just like, no, let's go. Like, I'm in the mood today. Y'all picked the wrong white woman today. And I was mad. And then I had some cash. I had some Naira in my bag. And I like threw the money at him. I was so mad while he was driving. And then you know what he did? He literally drove us around in a circle. He came back to where he stopped us, got out of the car, took the money that I threw at him, and then told my husband to go on. That's all he wanted, was the money. It is ridiculous. I have a friend here that lives very close to me. We work together. She also has a husband in Warri. Beautiful, beautiful lady. The sweetest, most kind lady. But she too has experienced the same thing. They stop you, they threaten you, and they think they can do that because they carry big guns. And they try to scare you. So just know, carry 5,000 to 10,000 Naira with you at all times, especially if you're traveling and going in a car, even if you're not going far. If a cop sees you, they're going to stop you and threaten you. Okay? My experience, just saying. There's not much you can do about that. They're just corrupt. They don't care. I did meet a few very nice people. And as far as police officers go, and sometimes you'll get like a higher ranking officer who isn't like, who has money, you can usually tell, and then they'll be like, no, let her go, let her go, leave her alone. Very few, but there are some, okay? The